Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode on Supercar Tribe. So last week we were able to remove the actual frame from the car itself. This is the rear substructure from my donor Aston Martin Rapide, and in this week's episode we actually get that frame into the actual car that's being repaired, so the black one. And we also get the door on as well, which was so both these things were quite unexpected. So we're going to show you how we did that. So let's just jump straight in and have a look. So if you haven't subscribed already, then do subscribe, and that way you'll stay up to date with all that's happening on the channel, including 2 more cars which are coming onto the channel. A bit of a secret at the moment, but they will be revealed over the next few weeks. So do subscribe and like the video. Appreciate it. Thank you. So this is why we can't test fit this door, because it's twisted there, broken here. It's just not good enough to use to line up. So we're gonna. This is obviously scrap, but there's a lot of parts inside which we can reuse. The door handle, the locks, all of that sort of stuff. The window stuff. The glass is cracked on the inside. I think the glass on the other door, the gold door, is okay. So we'll have a check on that. If you're ever taking off the door off your crashed Aston Martin, just remember to undo the bolt first. Couldn't actually take off the door, got it off the hinges, and then we realised that the hydraulic pulley is still there. There we go. And the door is off. Just looking at this section here, and everything seems to be pretty okay. Doesn't seem to be any damage, which is good. I guess what I'm looking for is like flaky paint or anything like that. That all seems to be good. Really what we see over here, now this is fiberglass on top of the aluminium frame. So we knew that there was damage here, but once we actually put the door on, then we will have a much clearer idea. So we're just looking for any sort of damage around here, but that all seems to be perfectly good. What we're looking for is any damage around here that we need to sort out. Now this is fiberglass, so it's on top of the aluminium. There's a fiberglass skin, and there's a little bit of cracking there, but we knew that already. The main thing is that it's not too bad. And we can sort it out. So once we get the door on, then we'll know exactly what the gap is like, what the movement is like there. I think it just needs to come back slightly, but we'll see. Now the good thing with this door is that it's black. The bad thing is it's not the light shade of black. This just looks to be like almost like a, oh, it has got a sparkle to it actually, but you know what, we might have got lucky. This is the first time I'm seeing it under the light. I mean, we'd have to repaint it anyway, but it seems to have a red tint to the sparkle, as does mine. So it may well actually be the right colour for the car, but I don't know if the light's picking that up at all, but we'll see. There we go, moment of truth. Yeah, so it's touching there slightly, but I think we were expecting that. So now it's going to come down to the adjustment. all of this needs to be adjusted. That door itself might be slightly forward, so I'll let these guys get on with it. And then yeah, the main thing is the door is straight. It's not damaged, it's not dented, and we've got it on now. So now we can sort of start fiddling with it all, get the front door lined up, get the back door lined up. Probably actually take the back door off, I reckon, get the front door perfect, and then we know if there's any adjustments on the B pillar, and the back door as well. But good day. So when I came initially, I came in and I saw the car and I was just like, it looks worse than before, and truly it does, because I couldn't figure it out at first, but basically they've taken the arch off this side, and I just thought, oh god, we're like moving further and further away from where we need to be. But then I came around and I saw they fitted the door. So when I left the other day, they just put the door on the hinges. They tried to close it. It was rubbing against the other door behind, or the B pillar. So I thought this is not going to work out too well. But luckily, they put the door in. It all pretty much aligns up, and I can't open the door because there's no handle, and I can't figure out how to open it on the inside. But you'll see that the door itself, it pretty much is a-okay. So it's pretty much a-okay. I mean, we can see there's a little bit of damage on the door over here. We're going to sort that out. But you know, the main thing is that the front door fits in. They can probably put the arch back on, and we'll come back to this in a second. And the back door is in as well. And you can see back door opens and closes. Everything still needs to be adjusted. It's not finalized yet. But the good thing is it is there. Now, when I came around the back, I saw this, which I was just like amazed about. So basically what they've done is, you know, we had previously taken the back, the composite structure off the other car, made it ready for this car. They've actually fitted it in now. So if you recall, the bar that was holding it was kind of over here somewhere. They've brought the arches in. I mean, it's not in its final resting position. You can see that this is too far left. That sort of goes underneath. So it all needs to be adjusted. All of this needs to be adjusted over here and here. But it's in. I mean, it's in, and it kind of you know, that's a big step. Because I mean, that was one of the things that I was really worried about. I was worried about the B frame, and I was worried about this. And I thought, we've done all this work to get to this stage. Will we actually get it into the car itself? And I mean, they put it into the car. It's not fitted in. It's just probably just held in, whatever. But it's in. That's the key thing. So now we can actually start to sort of do all the adjustments and get this all glued in, get all the structural glue in. I've just spoken to the other workshop who are going to actually be doing the structural work, the gluing and all of that. Once it's all ready, then they're going to come and they're going to do the structural glue. So that's all coming along nicely as well. You'll notice also there's wheels on the back. So we've got the wheels taken off the front of the car. They were originally on the front. They've been brought to the back. So if you recall, somebody's stolen my back wheels, which is really frustrating because you just can't get those over here. So I'm going to have to actually get new wheels for the car. But they've put it onto the car to sort of line it up with the arch itself, with the rear subframe, make sure everything is in the right positions. It's not as of yet. You'll see that the gaps are still not 100% perfect, but that will all be sorted out. But having the wheels there means that they can actually do all of that stuff as well. So it's all coming along. I mean, you know, we're probably a couple of weeks away from you know, this being put back together in terms of the body and the frame and all of that, and then probably a couple of weeks more for the actual interior to go in. The engine rebuild I'm doing at the same time as well, so that's something that I'm planning right now. I've spoken to them already. We just need to order some piston rings and then we can get that engine rebuilt. So this here will be all cut properly and lined up. So this is composite, so that will be reattached together, and there'll be a plate that goes underneath which will give it the structure, plate on the inside which will give it the structure, and there'll be a metal plate to give it the strength that it needs. Some people might think that, you know, this isn't safe. I assure you that it is. Aston Martin actually sell this piece just by itself, so that if you ever have an accident and you need to replace this part, they actually sell that as a piece by itself. If that wasn't safe to replace, they wouldn't sell that piece. So structurally that's all good. A couple of parts I need to order. So I need to order the light buckets for here, and for this side as well. The rest of this whole structure is absolutely perfect. No cracks, no damage, nothing like that. We've cut away from here so that we could get access to the screws. And because the thing is, the reason why we did that is because this is actually glued on the metal frame structure itself. So we didn't want to unglue it, then have to reglue it. Everything was there perfectly. So we thought it's easier to do it this way, and then we will recover this section here and then similar on this side as well. So let's go around and have a look at the door and the front itself. So you can see here everything is perfect. I mean, there's no damage at all, no damage over here whatsoever. Everything's in good condition. There's one of the computers over there. There was no damage here anyway, so so that I'm not too worried about. Not sure what's happened there. There seems to have been something that's happened there. I can only assume that maybe at some point it might have had some sort of damage or something like that. But everything looks to be very straight and square over here, just as you would expect. The engine will go back into the car, so that is actually being worked on at the moment. Well, I say worked on, but basically where we are with that at the moment is we need to get the piston rings purchased, and I have all the other parts, so we can actually just go ahead and start rebuilding the engine. The arch will go back on the car. This one over here needs to be repaired, so we'll be doing that. AC condenser, the radiator will be brand new. Need to order that, but I think it's going to start moving pretty quickly from this point onwards now, with some luck. On this side, there was no issues with anything up to here. Even the door itself is fine. It's just the rear quarter panel needs to be adjusted. So yeah, so that's all coming along quite well. Got some other parts over here. So these are all the internal gubbins for the Aston. We've got everything from the airbags, you know, to all the windows and things like that. Do we have a window here? It doesn't look like we do, which is a real shame because I need a front window. I don't have a front window, so that's a real shame that there's no window inside there. Got the front arch here, the rear window. So this is the rear tail hatch. So the window here, as you see, is broken. That I'm not worried about because on the old door, the one that came off this car, we've got a perfectly good rear window. So we'll take it off that, we'll attach it to this door, and we'll have to do a little bit of a repair there, but otherwise it's all good. So it's all coming along. I mean, I was really feeling quite down this morning about it all. I thought, you know, am I going to get it to that stage? Is this going to fit in? Is that door going to fit in? And I've come here, and I mean, it's not final fit, but it's in, and it just kind of shows that we're nearly there. So that's been really good for me. Looks like this all needs to come left slightly, but it all needs to be adjusted, so I'm not too worried about that. So here we get a better look at the actual boot itself. So it hasn't been glued in, it's just been placed in. But you can see that it's all sort of fitted in. It does need to be adjusted. So certainly not the final stage, but you'll see here that it's just been placed up against the fuel tank. We've cut away there just to expose the screw so we could unscrew it, and again on that side as well. So that will be bolted into now the black car, which has the gold rear substructure. So it's a little bit confusing, but you get the point. So it is all coming together. There's still quite a lot of work that needs to be done. I mean, you can see the rear door is still slightly out of line. So what do you reckon, guys? I know it's all a little bit unconventional and we're not quite there yet, but what do you think about the progress that we've made on the car so far? Let me know in the comments below, and if you've got any tips for me. There's been some really useful tips actually, so I appreciate those people who have already made those comments, but if you've got any further tips for me, then definitely do let me know. It's coming along, and I don't want to give too much away, but it's coming along, let's just put it that way, and there will be more coming in future episodes. So give us a like if you like what we're doing, and subscribe if you want to stay up to date, and we'll catch you in the next episode. Thanks very much for watching.